Hi, I'm Chris Hardy, and this is lesson 5 and 12 half steps to learning to strum a guitar. Alright, now, last time we learned about two minor chords. Now I'm going to talk about the theory behind what makes a chord major and minor. Now, a major chord, say for example E, which we learned last time, sounds like that. Minor sounds like that, sort of darker, sad, mysterious, whereas this is bright and happy. Now, the only difference is what you do with the third. Now, if we go back to our tuning wheel, you remember our first is straight up. We go around to the third, which is 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in this case, you have 2 half steps to the 2 and then another 2 to the 3. So first, third, and fifth. So if we play C, E, and G, those notes, and no other notes, then we are playing a C major. Now what we do to make it minor is we drop it from E to E flat. And it doesn't matter what chord you're playing, you can imagine rotating this number wheel around inside here. So if I wanted to play an E major, I would play E, and then go around 4 half steps and play a G sharp, and then 3 to the B. This would be the third, this would be the fifth. That would be E major, and that's what this is. So I put my finger on the G string to make it a G sharp. And that is the third. Now, to play a flat third, that gives us a minor. So we're playing the first flat third, which is only 3 half steps around, and then back up to the B again. And so I just do that. E minor. That's the difference between a major and a minor. Now, minors have a related major, and we should have stuck with the music wheel. If you have a major that's C, the related minor is 3 half steps around. So A minor is related to C. B minor is related to D, and that's where that gets important, because you can play, if you're supposed to be playing a minor chord, you can play the related major chord instead, and a lot of times it sounds just fine. And so a B minor is a real pain in the neck to play. It's a barred chord, and that's a B minor. And getting my fingers there, especially on this 12 string, it just really doesn't sound good, and I have trouble getting there quickly enough and having it sound good. So in that case, you can actually just play a D instead, and especially if you're not on it for very long, it does not conflict with the music. So that's helpful. The other thing to know is that a lot of songs, whatever key they're in, like for example, if you have a song that's in the key of C, you're going to play C, F, and G, because in a key, you're not talking first, third, and fifth, you're talking first, fourth, and fifth are the chords you play in a key. First, third, and fifth are the notes you play in a chord. So C, you're going to play F and G. You're also going to play the related minors, which are 3 half steps around. So that's going to be E minor related to G, D minor related to F, and A minor related to C. And as it turns out, those 3 minor chords are fairly easy to play compared to other minor chords. And so sometimes what we need to do, if we have a song perhaps that uses all 3 major chords and all 3 of the related minor chords, what I like to do is transpose that to the key of C if it's in a different key, and then I can play it. Now, let's say that we have something that is in the key of D, and I want to change it to the key of C. So for example, it's supposed to be D, and I want to play it in C instead. I can take a capo, which just grabs the strings for me. I'm going to move up 2 frets, which is 2 half steps. So I can go, that takes a C, 2 half steps up, and turns it into a D. So I'm doing fingers for a C, but I'm really playing a D. So this capo allows you to transpose from one key to another, and all you do is you change all of the notes the same, or all the chords the same. So if you're supposed to be playing D, G, and A, you can move them all. So instead of D, you play C. Instead of A, you play G. Instead of G, you play F. And that's called transposing. You just move them all the same number of half steps, and this music wheel is helpful to figure that out. Now the keys that are easy to play with open chords, meaning a chord that you don't have to cover all the strings, are the keys of G, C, D, and A. G uses C, D, and then E minor and A minor. It also uses B minor, but as we discussed, that's hard to play, so I'm leaving it off this chart. C, you have all the related minors. That's a good one with F and G. D, the key of D, you play a G and A, which are easy to play, and an E minor is easy to play. So if that's all that's in there, that's a good key to play in. And then you've got A, D, and E in the key of A, which the minors are all difficult in the key of A, but the majors are pretty easy. So those are 4 good keys to transpose to if it's in something else. And for example, the song I'm going to play now is a good song to practice switching quickly, as we talked about in lesson 2, that you need to switch quickly between chords. Lord, I Lift Your Name on High is a good one to practice that, and I transposed it from a different key. And so what I'm going to do is capo up, and that way we can play in the key of B, even though I'm going to do fingering for G. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. This has been 5th lesson in 12 half steps to learn to strum the guitar. Thank you.